As a teacher of Italian for more than 20 years now, I can tell you that the most dreaded, feared, hated sound of the Italian alphabet for most English speakers is... what is it? What sound is the one that most of you are the most scared about and you shouldn't be? You probably guessed it, it's R. R. Now this one is called R in Italian, R. So it's spelled E-R-R-E, R, R. Now, why does it scare you so much? Is that you believe that it should be rolled, and if you can't roll, then you're terrible. Well, that's not true. It is true that most Italians will roll their R, but it's not compulsory. As we discussed at the beginning of the course, what makes you understood or not understood is how well you pronounce your vowels, not your consonants. So don't worry too much about rolling your R in the first place. Now I'll get you to roll it, I'll teach you how to do it. But let's talk about why do you think it's important? Well, because you heard it a lot. Now I can tell you that I have friends from Italy who can't roll their R. I can. Personally, I'm pretty good at that. I can say Roma, overly exaggerating, you know. I can say arrivederci, arrivederci. I can say carne, but you don't have to. You don't have to. It's ridiculous if you do it. That's Spanish. If you roll that much, then you're in Spanish world, and it's just not right for Italian anyway. So don't worry about rolling. Okay, it's probably vital in Spanish. It's definitely not as important in Italian. Now, I have friends who don't roll their R, so they have a much softer R, something similar to a French R. So instead of Armani, they might say Armani. So it's more like a little. That's fine. You know, they're understood completely. Nobody thinks they're not Italian. They just have a soft R. I have a particular friend who cannot pronounce R altogether. So he just doesn't do it. He just skips over it. And that's still okay. Now, of course, you get into the realm of speech impediment at times, but you know, so what? I have one too. I don't know if you have covered that lesson or not yet, but there's a particular sound in the Italian language that I'm not very good at, and that's because I come from an area, Rome, where that sound is not used. And so I didn't grow up pronouncing it. So that's fine, people understand me. And maybe they know that I'm from Rome. Maybe they don't. It doesn't really matter. You know, I'm still speaking good Italian, and so are you. So, let's talk about R. Now, R has three major possibilities or locations. R in the middle of a word between vowels is a mild R. It's not crazily strong, okay? For example, the word for husband. 3 syllables. Ma-ri-to. Marito, marito, marito. So I'm not emphasizing the R too much, right? Marito, marito. Whenever R is in the middle of 2 vowels, then it's mild. So probably you'll be fine with this one. Now, the time when it gets a little bit trickier is when R is at the beginning of the word, or when it's in its double form. Now, if you haven't seen double sounds, don't worry about it, you'll see them very soon, but we can talk about it quickly. When R starts a word, then we tend to emphasize it more, which means if we can roll, then we'll roll it more. Okay, Roma, it's a little bit stronger than marito. Now, another time where we would have an R that is rolling, if we have that ability, then it's when it's double R. So in this case we got the word guerra, guerra, which means war, guerra, and it has double R, so if you can roll, then that's an opportunity to roll it, but don't go crazy with it, okay? So it's not guerra, it's just guerra, guerra. So how do we roll the R? If you really want to roll it, then try this. So the reason that you can't roll R at the moment, if you can't, is because R comes from here in English. Rigid, Robert. So it's almost like a dog barking, isn't it? So it's it's down here. Whereas in Italian, it's from here. It's the complete opposite. You can't roll your R if you're starting it, if you're originating it from the same place where you originate your English R, and that is why you can't roll it at the moment. So let's move the R forward. How are we going to do that? So, first of all, consider this. There's a great similarity between L and R in Italian. L and R are both frontal. L is produced by curling your tongue and having the tip of your tongue touch the top of your palate towards the front of your mouth, like here. That's horrible, I'm sorry. Here. Not quite against your teeth. So it's L, L, curling your tongue, pushing it upwards, and that's how you have a L, L. If it helps, it might help you, it's helped some students of mine. Imagine having liquid in your mouth, like water. And when you're pronouncing L, liquid, you have the liquid spilling from the sides of your tongue, because your tongue is curled up, so there's nothing that can be spilled from the front of your mouth. It has to come out from the sides, and that's probably for you a good visual idea or representation of what L might look and sound like. Why are we talking about L if we are working on R? Well, because they're similar. So give me a good L, L. Now, what happens with R is that we kind of start vibrating the tongue. So we start vibrating the tongue, but instead of vibrating it where it was with an L, which is curled up and touching the top of your palate, we're now putting the tongue right against the back of our teeth. So that's probably a very ugly mouth, and here we have our ugly teeth, top teeth and bottom teeth. Sorry for my drawing. So with an L, that's where your tongue is doing, so curled and it's touching there. Now with an R, that's where your tongue is, so it's right here at the back of the tip, the beginning of your top row of teeth. What a mouthful. R. Let's put our tongue there first. If you try, you will feel like you're about to say L. Try that. But now we are going to R. Try and make a R sound, because you have it in your language. And because you got your tongue stuck in that position, you might already get it. If you don't get it, don't worry, I've got a lot of exercises to help you. R, R. Now, what's the vibration thingy like? Now, let's pretend a good example could be imagining a machine gun. I hate this example, but it's a good one. And so when Italian kids are playing soldiers, then they would go whatever it is, but it's frontal. It's not going to be like the English TR, but it will be a. So that's the sound you're kind of wanting to produce. So you try that and see how that goes. So how did you go? So if that didn't work, let's drill it down. I said that R is a frontal sound. Now, what vowels do you know that are frontal? Well, the most frontal will be U, because it's right at the, comes from your lips, really. The second best one would be O. And the third best option would be E, because E is kind of from here. It's mid-range, mid. It's middle in your mouth. It's not frontal, but it's good enough for exercises. So my advice is to try and produce R with the frontal vowels. Don't go with ra, because R comes from here, and because in English your R comes from here, you will be easily tempted to go and say ra. Same with e, re. You might be tempted to say re. It's not. It's ra and re, but that might be hard for you, so try and produce your R with I, O, or U. I would say try with U, because it's the most frontal. So ru, 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 ru. Completely frontal, because U is so frontal that R has to come forward. Ru, ru, ru. If some people, I find a lot of students have success with this, but most students have success with O, which is not as frontal, but for some reason it works better. So let's try ro, ro, ro. As a third option, try ri, ri, ri. So we got ri, ro, ru. That could be good options for you. You pick the one that you think gets you closest. I'm not there with you, so I can't really tell you which one is the best for you. But these three are usually the best ones, so pick the best one for you. Now the next exercise is to combine this association of R with a frontal vowel and adding another frontal vowel before R. So we could try U followed by Ru. So Uru, Uru, Uru. If that doesn't work, try Oru, Oru. If that doesn't work, try Iru, Iru. So try any combination of these sounds. Put whatever frontal vowel before R and whatever frontal vowel after R, and you might find the combination that makes you hear it. Once you hear it, you know you got it, and then you can work on it. So let's try this. Yuri, Yuri. Yuri, Yuri. Frontal, mid, superfrontal, and mid. So Yuri could help you. This could help you more. Euro, Euro, Euro. And of course, this could help you even more, but that's really up to your anatomy. So Yuru, Yuru. Another good exercise is to alternate L and R. We said they're quite similar. So if we started saying something like Ali, 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 so we got A-L-I, Ali, 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 Ali. So you're working on the L. It's a lot easier. And then, unexpectedly, suddenly, tricky, you do it to yourself. You treat yourself by swapping it. So you would have Ali, 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 Ali. Try that. I've had great success with this exercise. Really, really good to get your R to move from the bottom of your throat to the tip of your mouth and tongue and teeth and vibrate. Once you do this, if you can get this working, you're done. Okay, you don't really have to worry about rolling it any more than that. Okay, so if you can do this, then you'll be so happy with yourself that you'll just go around and saying every word in the dictionary with R and have fun with it. I hope this was helpful.